Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the iSDT C4 smart charger, and this is a charger for a lot of these like barrel type batteries like AA, AAA, 18650, a whole bunch of lithium ion type barrel type batteries. And if you have a lot of these type of batteries and charge them with say something that I've been using quite a bit here, this is the Lacrosse AA, AAA battery charger. I've been using this for years. It's a pretty basic charger, you know, it's just kind of an industry standard for nickel metal hydride and NiCad batteries of AA, AAA size. But the iSDT charger is a lot more sophisticated. Obviously that's why they call it a smart charger, and has a lot more features. And so we'll just go over some of these really quick. I've been using this for about a month now, basically just charging AA and AAA batteries. And they've been working out pretty good. I don't have any of the lithium ion batteries like the 18650s or the other types of the barrel style. So I was able to test that, but all the features that work on the AA and AAA batteries also work on the other type of batteries as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and plug it in and take a look at the settings. A couple of things here, we'll just look around the charger itself. You got a fan here in the back to cool the internals. You have a USB port here. If you want to plug in, say, like a charge up a phone or something, you can get 5 amps up to 2.1 amps and 5 volts out of this port. There's a micro USB connector here if you want to update your firmware through there, so that's nice that they've done that. Some of the old other iSDT chargers have a proprietary like audio jack for firmware updates, and this is the back of the charger here. It says here it takes 12 volts, but I think the voltage range is 12 to 24 volts. And then these are all of the type of batteries that this will charge up. Okay, so one of the features is a touch screen, but the only thing that's touch sensitive are the 3 buttons here on the right, the up and down and selection button here. You want to long press that to get into the settings here. And then here we can see this is information. This is your current firmware. I don't know if this is the latest one or not. They probably have a newer one on their website, but I haven't had any need to update the firmware, so I haven't done that. And then here's some of the other settings here: volume, backlight, capacity limit, auto charge, cycle display, and then back. So it'll auto charge in 3 seconds. That means you put in the battery, it'll start charging automatically within 3 seconds. That's kind of nice. It has like a lot of like sort of simple features, so you don't have to know about this charger at all. You can just pop in the battery and it'll just start going. But if you want to have more sophisticated information, those are available to you as well. So there's actually only 2 slots here for AAA batteries. There's 3 slots for AA batteries. It's kind of one of the downsides, I think, because I do charge up AAA batteries, although not as many as AA batteries, but you only charge 2 at a time. And then all you have to do is just stick it in here, and it'll start automatically charging. Now, if you put it in backwards, it does have reverse polarity protection, so I'm going to demonstrate that. That says battery reversed. You get an error, so you got to put it in the correct way. And you can see here, it'll automatically start charging within 3 seconds. You don't have to do anything. You just stick it in, and then it'll wait 3 seconds based on the system setting, and it'll start charging. It shows you your milliamp hours that are being put into the battery, current voltage plus the amps, and then the internal resistance of the battery plus the battery temperature, and then your total charge time. And then you get a little chart here as the voltage increases in the battery. This little chart will increase as well as the voltage reading. And then the number here is the percentage of capacity of the battery. Currently it says it's at 66%. Okay, so if you first plug in the battery and you don't want it to automatically charge, you want to change some of the settings, you can go ahead and do that. You just have to hit the down button and then go into one of these settings here. The battery selection is usually set to automatic. You can determine what it is. You can already tell that you have a AAA battery here because of where it's being charged. So these are the types of batteries here, and it'll automatically determine that once it starts charging. But you can select here and then change it to whatever you want, nickel metal hydride, whatever particular battery you happen to have in there. I'm just going to leave it as auto. You can usually leave this as auto, it's totally fine. And then here under task, this is all the different things you can do: charge, discharge, storage, cycle, analysis, and activation. So these charge and discharge storage are kind of, you know, you're probably familiar with those already. Cycle is interesting. It will basically charge and discharge the battery repeatedly, and up to, I think, the maximum is 66 times. So if you want to cycle a battery to, say, remove a memory effect on, say, like a NiCad battery. I don't think nickel metal hydrides have the memory effect, but if it's a NiCad battery, you might want to use that to remove the memory effect. Analysis is kind of interesting because if you have an older battery that doesn't seem to have a lot of capacity, it'll actually run through an analysis of charging and discharging and give you the actual capacity of the battery. So, for example, this one here is 1100 milliamp hours. I have some older AAA batteries that didn't seem to last very long, and I ran the analysis program on that. They supposedly were 800 milliamp hour batteries, but they were actually only giving out about 200 milliamp hours in charging, so I just threw those out because those were no good. So the analysis feature is really powerful for that. The activation feature is interesting because basically it's trickle charging is what it is. If you have a battery that hasn't been used in a while, sometimes you can trickle charge it at a very low current, and then that will bring it back to life. So if you have a battery like that, it doesn't seem to be functional, you can use the activation feature here to sort of bring it back to life. And I've tried that on a couple of things. It kind of worked on one or two batteries that I had that didn't seem like they were doing anything, and they did seem to come back to life, but the capacity was pretty low on those. And then the last setting that you can change here is the current. It defaults to 0.5 amp, but you can adjust that if you want to charge it faster. Although I think that if you pump in too much current into these nickel metal hydride batteries, it will basically, the voltage spikes up and then it thinks that the battery is fully charged. So typically I leave a default on this. In fact, I haven't changed any of the settings on this in the past month or so that I've been using this, and everything's been working just fine. Anyway, that's going to do it for my review of the iSDT C4 Smart Charger. If you got AAA, AA barrel batteries and also the 18650 lithium-ion type batteries that work with this particular charger, you can definitely use a lot of these smart charging features to get more information from your battery and see if it's any good and how much capacity it has. I think it's very useful, and the charger works very well even if you don't want to use any of those extra features. All the batteries charge up very well with this particular charger. But if you want those additional information, this charger is definitely one you want to check out. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this review. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.